Well, let's get into our featured reviews now. The first one is number one, I think, on Zach's most anticipated list, his number one draft pick when we did that draft, because it is reviving one of his all-time favorite franchises. And by that, I mean the only franchise he actually acknowledges as a franchise that's worth watching, The Naked Gun.
It is my number one draft pick. It is a movie that I've been anticipating for a long time. I own the Naked Gun 3-pack Blu-ray. I don't know how many people out there own this beautiful edition. The Naked Gun movies were pivotal to my life. You know, earlier this year, we reviewed The Two Jakes, and I can't remember if I said this or not when we did our review of it, but like, I can't take film noir seriously because of how much I've watched and how much I've laughed at the Naked Gun movies. So, you know, when they announced Liam Neeson as Frank Drebin, I thought, well, first of all, that doesn't make any sense because, as we all know, Naked Gun 33 1/3, which of course is the best Naked Gun movie, Frank Drebin Jr. is born in that movie, and Liam Neeson, to me, looks quite a bit older than 31 years old. But that bygones be aside, his name sounds very similar to Leslie Nielsen, so I'm in favor of that. They do a nice little homage to Leslie Nielsen in this movie. But Liam Neeson is in it in the, I guess, vaguely Priscilla Presley role as a love interest. We have the great Pam Anderson. As the villain, we have Danny Houston. As the role of, we don't have Norberg in this movie, but we do have Ed Hawken Jr., played by Paul Walter Hauser, coming right off of his great performance in the Fantastic Four movie, Todd's number one of the year. This movie definitely has a lot of jokes. It definitely has a lot of jokes that don't land. It's definitely silly. I was the youngest person in the audience. They loved it. It was got lots of laughs in it. I laughed at some of the time too. I think my favorite gag in this one, again, I don't want to spoil too much, but my favorite, the laugh out loud moment that I had is a stupid joke. It's when when Liam Neeson puts on a glove, but then he doesn't use the hand that has a glove on it. That was hilarious. Now that was Naked Gun humor. That was a Zaz approved gag.
He wipes his nose with the glove and then he uses the other hand.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
That was very funny. That's the best part of all these movies is like the big gags, you know, the gag with the infrared glasses and the sexual positions out of Austin Powers. I mean, that's funny, but like I like the subliminal gags, you know, I like the little things, and there's some of that in this movie. I feel exactly the same way about this movie as I did with Twisters last year. The point of this movie is a nostalgia trip. It's not better than the original movies. It's a different property, so maybe they can make more money on it off syndication. I think another problem that I have with this movie, I hate to say it, is I just don't think Liam Neeson is as good as Leslie Nielsen. I think you laugh at Liam Neeson in this movie because, oh my God, it's the guy from Wanted, or I'm sorry, is it Wanted? Taken, saying these ridiculous lines. And I know he's a Pinot winner. From the 2010 Pinots. I know he's a great actor, but here's the thing. Leslie Nielsen has a great face. Look at that face. This is a beautiful face. Liam Neeson doesn't really do a whole lot of facial expressions in this movie, and it's funny when he's doing the gag when he needs to go to the bathroom, which, by the way, was right out of the first movie. I mean, it was much funnier in the first movie when Leslie Nielsen was doing the press conference with the Queen. I love Naked Gun 33 1/3 because it's so off-the-wall ridiculous. This movie felt a little slower. It didn't feel as hip. Like, when you were a teenager growing up in the 90s, these movies were pretty funny. This movie is a tribute to the boomers and the Gen Xers who see this movie now and laugh and remember how great the first movie is. Pam Anderson's very funny in it. She has a very funny part where she scat sings. That felt like a scene out of like Anchorman or something. There's a couple lazy jokes in this movie that involve OJ and police brutality. Those weren't very funny. But I do appreciate what the movie's trying to do. It's just not that funny. I mean, some of the references in this movie feel like they're 30 years old. There's a Sex and the City joke in this movie. I mean, come on, we can get a little bit more. There's a Catherine Zeta-Jones joke in this movie. I mean, I think we can get a little more up to date. I'm at 2.5 stars, but I could be persuaded. I'm a Naked Gun snob. I appreciate the effort. I think this movie could have been a lot worse. It's interesting to think about this movie alongside Happy Gilmore 2. I think it's a little bit above Happy Gilmore 2. But in the end, like Twisters, I leave just wanting more of the original.
Todd?
Yeah, I like this movie. I wasn't really expecting to, but the movie has the Arrested Development style, like, line delivery humor. Like, and it's not just Drebin, it's like all the characters are so dumb that their communication breaks down really easily. Like right off the bat, there's this line, "You just can't fight City Hall." And he says,
that
"No,
was
it's
funny.
a building." And like I gagged at that point. I was like, okay, if I'm in the mood for that, then I'm gonna have a good time watching this movie. And then that was just sort of the rest of the movie for me. I loved the scene with the giant claw that picks up the car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, that is the kind of weird humor that you get from the Lonely Island guys. Which, I mean, this is directed by Akiva Schaffer, one of the Lonely Island guys, and so, and you could tell some of the humor. I was like, I don't know why Andy Samberg isn't in this. But I feel like there's less winking in this movie than there is in the other movies. I haven't seen the second one. I've seen the first and the third one. But like Neeson is so dry and serious that it's not as silly as watching Leslie Nielsen. Like, I mean, it's almost endearing watching him do these things. And the noir-like nature of it works better in this than it does in the other ones because it actually has an actor taking it seriously, or like as serious as you can. Pamela Anderson absolutely belongs in this world. Like that's expert casting. She makes my supporting actress lineup so far this year. The movie throws everything at you, and a lot of it sticks. I mean, not all of it. Like there's some jokes that are dead on arrival, but most of it works, and I guess that's a good sign. Like the audience I saw with it, there was like 20 people or so, and they were loving it. Even the parts that were painfully unfunny, like they're so bad that it almost came back around to being funny again because it didn't work that seriously. And I think the movie would, I mean, a lot of the same gags as like an Austin Powers movie, which I think it's like they saw a gap in the market where it's like, I don't know why we haven't had another Austin Powers movie since 2002, but it's like they do like recreate certain things. It feels so much like an Austin Powers movie. Mike Myers has got to get on that shit at some point, or maybe this just took its place. The big event thing at the end reminded me of Batman Forever. It was so weird. Like the whole setting, the layout of that building looked like Batman Forever. The ending song, the ending credits song was beautiful. I mean, it's a high 3-star movie. Like I had so much fun watching this. It's probably the funniest movie of the year.
All right. So Zach, the fan of Naked Gun, is a 2.5. Todd, who doesn't really care, is at 3. I'm siding more with Zach. I've got it at 2.5. There are definitely some gags that work that are really funny. The one that made me laugh that I did not see coming was she has a butt that makes the toilet beg for the big beautiful brown.
That got the biggest reaction of the crowd.
I was like, what are we doing? But I think movies like this, and I felt the same when I watched the originals too. They're doing so much that I feel like to keep up with everything, it's almost a chore at times to watch. And I feel like because of that, the under 90-minute runtime takes forever. And these movies feel long, even though they're super short, just because they're trying to pack in so many little gags into everything. And I felt the same way watching the originals too. It's the same thing. So like it started off strong and I was loving it. And then I'm like, oh, this is going great. And I looked down, I'm like, it's been 15 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, the laughs come at such a fast clip. That, yeah, I mean, I had a similar situation where I looked, I was like, okay, we got to be halfway through, and it was like 25 minutes, and I was like, wow, okay. I mean, I guess I'm okay with that. I just sat back and enjoyed it. Yeah,
but it starts to lose its steam after a little while because of how much it's packing in there, the gags per capita. So I'm giving it 2.5. Now, I got to say, my theater going experience on this was interesting. I saw this at a 9:50 showing on Friday night. I sit down right at showtime. And then like 5 minutes later, a couple walks in. And I mean, remember, this is like assigned seating, right? They sit in the 2 seats directly behind me. Empty theater. They bought the 2 seats directly behind me. And they walk in and the guy goes, oh, we got quite a crowd here tonight. What? Does nobody like Airplane? This is the guys that made Airplane, isn't it? It's the same people. Nobody likes Airplane anymore. And he sits down and he proceeds to talk extremely loud through the entire preview time. thankfully he stopped for the movie, and I think his lady was starting to nudge him a little bit, and I could hear him saying like, "What, am I going to disturb this entire crowd that we have here? There's one guy in front of us." So I mean, he was almost more entertaining at times than the movie was, which was pretty great. But yeah. So shout out to whoever that guy was. But yeah, 2.5 stars. That's what I'm going with.
I am going to pull a Terry. I'm moving it up to 3 stars.
Oh, good for you.
I think I had a similar experience to Terry. I think I was when I walked in that theater and saw people, a lot of whom looked like me, unfortunately, I thought, is this my life now? Am I just essentially a boomer who's going to laugh at a franchise that is 30 years old? I think I had like almost a nervous breakdown, similar to like Jenna Rollins and opening in like a Cassavetes movie, like opening night. I need to get this movie. I need to get that experience out of my head because I think that it's divorced from the movie. The movie's funny. When Todd was saying the shit that he laughed at, yeah, I was remembering laughing at that shit too. It's not fair. I have to accept and embrace the fact that I'm old, and just accept that this movie was pretty funny. I mean, you're right. The claw bit, absolutely. I also laughed. I gotta say, the snowman shit was pretty funny too, in its bizarreness.
The arms were so bad.
So good. It's funny. It's and Todd's right. It's probably the most I've laughed at a movie this year, other than maybe Friendship, which is a very different kind of movie. Now, what I thought was kind of interesting, I don't know if you guys had this experience, watching this movie on the heels of Happy Gilmore 2. Happy Gilmore 2 felt very much like a 2025 movie. It felt like this is a movie tailor-made for the TikTok generation and maybe people who have never seen the original. This movie is unabashed in saying, no, this is for 40-year-olds or 50-year-olds. And I gotta say, I kind of appreciate that strategy a little bit more. We didn't need like the one cameo that is very funny in this movie is the Dave Bautista cameo, and that is very funny. It pays off quite nicely, but it's not fan service like the Happy Gilmore 2 litany of cameos. So screw it. I'm at 3 stars. I would like to rewatch it, and I would like to have sequels too.
Paul Walter Hauser is also the perfect one to play alongside Liam Neeson.
He's very funny.
Like that. Yeah. That's a perfect role for him. Yeah. I'm not moving mine. I'm keeping mine at 2.
Well, you had a terrible experience. I would have just left the theater the moment that guy walked in. So
I thought about moving, but I'm like, that just feels weird. There's 3 of us in the movie theater, and I'm obviously in my seat first, and I'm gonna go move to a different spot.
Looks like it finished 3rd at the box office, so it had a reasonable opening, 17 million. I don't know what the expectations were for it, but it was still behind Fantastic Four and The Bad Guys 2.
Yeah, I did not get to The Bad Guys 2. I wanted to. I liked the first one.
Did that just come out this weekend too?
It did.
Yeah,
it did.
Oh, so that's got to be a pretty big flop for it. 22 million for that movie. That's got to be a huge bomb.
You guys should rewatch the original movies. I mean,
I need to watch the second one.
The second one's the weakest one of the 3, but it's still got some good shit in it. I was rewatching the first one last night, and that's I guess an issue that I have with this one is that there was no one like Leslie Nielsen, so incomparable. And I do have to say, O.J. Simpson has some very funny moments in all the movies as well, but especially the original. They're classics. You guys grew up on Police Academy. I grew up on these movies. I guess it's bold and audacious to try to remake it, and I appreciate the clear love that these folks have for the original movies. I think they should have picked someone other than Liam Neeson, but there is enough, I think, funny stuff in this movie to justify its existence.
But who? Like, I mean, what are you gonna?
I don't know.
Put in like Steve Carell or something? I mean, that was like Get Smart or something.
It's it's an impossible task. I understand.
I felt similar. There were moments where I'm like, Liam Neeson, this just isn't working. But then I'm like, but who are you gonna find that's better? Like, this is about as good as you're gonna get.